Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone Well, and the Akim preaching the word of Hamashiach, Yahushai, throughout the four corners of the earth. Through you, I say greetings and salutations. So everything's getting down to the, showtime here in Babylon. And you see on the screen, I was just scrolling through Worldstar's website, and you see the antics of the people on the face of the earth, and then you come across a video that tells you about a man throwing a temper tantrum because he wasn't going to be served for not wearing a mask. And that's what's going to be like in these last days. A lot of folks think that by them claiming that they have constitutional rights is going to make them prevail in getting service from an establishment. It's gonna be tough. All right, it's gonna be a serious sight. Right? You already see people getting, shot. People getting assaulted. People getting into fights over basic, face mask. But it just shows that, man, that people are fed up. They're stressed out, and they can't really handle it anymore, man. And what they're counting on is not really working. So what do you think is going to happen? There are going to be so many outbursts, okay? So that's why it's important, for brothers to get into the scriptures and understand what the Lord requires of us in these last days, because you don't want to be in this position to be, putting your trust in a philosophy, claiming that you got rights and you're free and all that. No, because America is basically going down the toilet. You could see the debate, you could see the commentary, you could see how much damage that these so-called news agencies have done to the American people's psyche. And you've also seen what the governments have done to the economy, all right? And they're not really responding to the demands of the people. So just understand, man, you have to be wise in these last days, and you just have to keep paying attention to what's going around you. You have to be circumspect, all right? So I'm not really going to play the video, but you could just go on the Wallstar website and just check it out. It's like further down, what day was this uploaded? September 29th, all right? Yeah, so just imagine when the famine hits. It's going to be really, really crazy. So I'm going to get a quick precept here. It's going to be from the book of Proverbs chapter 27 verse 12. Alright, it says, a prudent man forsook the evil. Right, a prudent man said the evil. Evil what? The evil days. The evil plans of the elite. You see the protests. You see the dangers of the collapse. Alright, and you know how to prepare yourself. And hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. And that's one thing you want to avoid, man. You don't want to be found to be simple in these last days. And then you get jacked up for not taking heed to the word of Hamashiach Yahushai. So you have to be, very cautious, in your dealings. All right, and let the Lord, guide you. That's all it boils down to. Let the Lord, the wisdom from the Lord, be your treasure. All right, because you can't really count on the so-called judicial system that's not representing the will of the people, to stand up for you. So you have to be, be proactive in a spiritual sense. All right, this is for the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You have to be proactive in the spiritual, mindset, and don't, fall into these traps, man, because, food, is necessary, and it can be used against people to do the will of the oppressor. All right, so just imagine what a lot of people are going to do for lack of bread in these last days. All right, so another precept is going to be in the book of Psalms Psalms chapter 140, verses 4 and 5. It says, Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my going. So all these policies of making people to wear masks in establishments is just one of those snares, right? One of those trappings, to get the elect, to get people to pay unnecessary fines, just like New York was trying to do, and people getting arrested. You see how the so-called NYPD was getting, feisty and very, very, violent with people refusing to wear a mask and social distance and all that stuff. It's terrible, you know. And then verse 5 says, The proud have hid a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the waysides. They have set gins for me. And that's what the legislations do. They're always going to come up with legislations to trap you up. And that's what it boils down to. And they expect the so-called centurions to enforce it. And once they start doing it, your rap sheet starts to get longer. They detain you, write you a ticket, all that hard-earned, cash from your labor just went down the drain into a system that's not beneficial to you and your family, and especially to the elect. All right. So you have to understand, man. The Babylon is filled with so many snares and traps, man. Just like the birds caught in a net. That's what it feels like in Babylon, man. When people think they are free, but they are not. All right. It just goes back, to the so-called days of blatant segregation, where you have a section for whites and a section for colored. That's what the Esau is bringing back, to divide the people, divide and conquer. And that's how, the violence is going to spark, okay? Because folks are not going to be able to take it anymore, and they're going to have to react violently. You hear about people not being able to collect unemployment after several months. People getting followed. Even my so-called colleagues that got followed and they called them back to work. A lot of them were just, they're coming out of the twilight zone, man. All sad and depressed. Because they need they need to make some, some change here and there. So make some few cash. So you just imagine, when they're at the end of the line, it's gonna be really, really, really terrible. So I'm gonna get another precept. It's gonna be from the book of Second Ezra. Alright, Second Ezra. I'm gonna use a different system, a different device. Alright, from the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15. 18 and 19, it tells you that for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right? Because when folks feel as if they're not being listened to, and the folks that are supposed to be listening to them are not, when there is no correspondence, there is no agreement, it's going to be crazy. All right? Right, so for because of their pride, right, 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 18, for because of their pride the cities shall be troubled, their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right, that's violence coming, man, insecurity. Okay, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the swords. Alright, so you got people in the neighborhood that be scoping each other out, where is he going to work, and where is, all that stuff. And then, before you know it, 45, 50 minutes later, all the bus through the back window, run through his pantry, his, his kitchen, just to, get, a quick one. All right, so that's what's gonna be like, man. You're gonna just walking through a neighborhood, and then you're gonna hear the sound of a window being busted open, being broken. You're gonna see people dressing up like maintenance worker or FedEx or UPS or Amazon delivery, invading people's homes. So it's not far fetched. It's already happened before. Okay, so but shall destroy the houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. So the lack of bread is going to be a motivation for a lot of people to go out of character, man. So another precept is going to be from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12. We want to read verse 3 and 4. All right. So it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble." Okay, that's when all hell's breaking loose. When you have the violent times. Okay. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grandest cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Yep. So it's gonna be, turmoil, man. When you think that there's a so-called recovery in the economy, not really. It's not really a recovery because a lot of folks are not where they need to be. So what do you think landlords are gonna do? All right. What do you think the banks are gonna do? All right. So just imagine what a common man is going to do when he can't sustain his family. Okay. Verse 4, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." Yeah, so that feeling of being entertained is going to go out the window. And you can't really say too much about it, because it's just going down, man. The quality of music is down, the movie qualities, it's not as captivating as it used to, because the mindset of the people has already shifted from being entertained to being, what you said, looking for opportunities to get another quick buck, resources for the family. Folks gonna be worrying about what to eat and what to wear and how to keep a shelter above their head, and that's the dangerous times we're coming into. All right, so you have to be aware, man. You don't want to get caught, in the crosshairs of adversity. All right, you gotta pray that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai shields you. All right, so when you tell our people to understand that it's not a joke, what's going on, they think you're just doing this, just trying to gain fame for yourself. But no, okay, this is for the Lord, Hamashiach Yahushai, because the Lord, His hand is already stretched out to save our people, as many as will hearken unto His word and follow after Him. They will be able to be delivered. So I'm going to read this real quick. It's going to be from the book of Joshua chapter 24. I'm just going to give a quick glimpse. Okay. Verse 14 and 15 says, "Now therefore fear the Lord and serve Him in sincerity and in truth." Alright. And that's a beautiful thing. "And put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kwakadash." Alright, and that's what it boils down to. And then you look at verse 15, it says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell, But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And it's a simple choice to make. Well, I'm not going to say simple, I'll just say easy choice. Alright, you gotta choose righteousness. Okay, you gotta choose life, and that's what the Lord expects us to do. And the folks that make a big fuss out of making a choice, always procrastinating and delaying, yeah, they're gonna be able to feel the wrath of the Lord. So it's really necessary folks wake up, and get about the Most High's business. So our final precept is just going to be from the book of Proverbs chapter 19. All right, in verse 25, it tells you that smite a scorner, and the simple will beware. Reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. And that's exactly what things are about to, be about. A lot of people are going to be put in a tough position, man. They're going to be hemmed up and jacked up and be used as an example, for others to sit up, because the judgment of the Lord is not a joke. Yeah, so you have to understand what it takes, what is required of you, to stay faithful and to stay on that straight and narrow path. So Proverbs chapter 19 verse 25 says, smite a scorner, and the simple will beware. Prove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. All right, so you have to be, quick when it comes to the word. You don't want to find yourself in this position, begging to be served. This is the curse upon Esau now, because remember when Jake never used to get service when they go to Esau's establishment for food and to try to rent, room at a hotel and every other thing else. They have to go somewhere else. They have to go through the back door. So it just shows that Esau's on his way down, and they're upset about it. So that's just the point that I can hope you're edified, and I pray the Lord Hamashaki Awishai will continue to guide you and continue to strengthen you out, because it's really, really important to know that what you need is this word, and to use it to your advantage. All right, because there's not much time left in Babylon. So I just say, Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Shima Shaba Shima Kakadash Double honor and salutations to the elders and apostles, great strong rule well, and the Arkham 7, the Lord in sincerity and truth to you. I say Shalom, and keep being circumspect. Shalom.